Intriguing to anybody else that Jeff Hoffman closed this out instead of your closer?
No.
No?
No.
No?
No.
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 I think it was
Why?
I think it was mildly something to make a note of.
You feel like it had to be Carlos Estévez?
I mean, he has been your closer since he arrived.
But he's not like locked in as the absolute closer. It's still closer by committee,
That's the wiggle room that they have.
Yeah, like it's still the flex of being able to sometimes put somebody else in that space. It doesn't have to be Carlos. It can be Jeff.
Sure. And sometimes these things are little looks into a manager's mind.
Well, this is
and Carlos Estévez has been solid. Yeah. I don't want to say he's been bad or anything, but it's been, okay. I wouldn't say it's like I have the most confidence in the world in Carlos Estévez.
Okay.
Estévez. So I did kind of, my ears kind of went, oh, or eyebrows or lack thereof went, oh, it's Jeff Hoffman. It's cousin Jeff tonight. That's interesting. After you make your point, I want to get Tyler's there because maybe Rob Thomson just trusts Jeff Hoffman the most. He has more equity with him. They've been through more battles together. Estévez is, still new here and doesn't. This was a huge game.
It was.
So the reason I bring it up is because it was almost a playoff level game. I'm going to keep my eye on that over the next couple of weeks. Now, Estévez will probably get back to getting the opportunities. I'm sure. I don't think this is, but I am curious now. That seed has been planted in my mind. Is cousin Jeff Hoffman the most trusted guy in that bullpen?
I think that, to be honest, I'm not trying to overanalyze every move. The vibe I get is it's to keep guys fresh, to keep guys competing, and to also play the matchups. So,
well, freshness, they were all fine because Wednesday was a wash.
Yeah, but you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. So I think, to be honest, in this moment, it was, oh, I love this song too. This place has great music. I can't work here. I think, to be honest, Jeff Hoffman is trusted. We know he's been in game closing situations as a traditional closer, and the Phillies can turn to him. And I do think, to your point, it's not only just about trusting Jeff more, but it's also, what if you need Jeff to step in as closer come playoff time? So
it could be a little bit of that.
In this moment, it's only
Wet
August,
his beak a little
28 games left. Right, exactly. I think that's why I say keep guys fresh, even in that sense of you don't know who you're going to need down the line. Orion, Jeff, Matt, you never know who you're going to need outside of Carlos Estévez. And just in general for this bullpen, I think it's to continue putting them in a variety of situations. They've been
You're probably right. That is
committee.
probably realistic.
Correct.
But my brain doesn't work that way.
Seth is saying I'm also correct. Thank you, guys. They've been closer by committee, and I think it's mixing and matching guys to let them see different looks, different points of the game.
You're
different
probably correct. Definitely. Tyler,
so I don't mind it.
Am I reading too much into a calendar turning to September close playoff atmosphere situation?
I think so. I will ask you this though: when you asked the question about most trust,
there he is.
Yeah, we'll do it eventually.
Oh no, I was actually just trying to look at you, and I didn't know if you were on YouTube.
I got to be careful with the TV behind me.
See, I have 20/20 vision. I can clearly see you. What's your vision?
Where are you, Sonny?
My question is, are you asking, does Rob Thomson feel the most confident in Jeff Hoffman, or do I feel the most confident in Jeff Hoffman?
No, I think I personally do, and you might as well. I'm asking if Rob Thomson feels the most confident in Jeff Hoffman.
It's a good question, because the answer to the latter question, I think Jeff Hoffman's the best relief pitcher in this bullpen. I think he's been all year.
I think so, too.
The addition of Carlos Estévez was great for this team. But I do believe if you ask me who is the single best pitcher in this bullpen, I believe it's Jeff Hoffman. With that being said, I think there's a little bit of everything you guys just brought up, and then I would add add this. I think Jeff Hoffman's stuff is better than Carlos Estévez's stuff.
So do I.
So I'm curious to see a battered, bruised, and beaten up Braves team. Team still can hit.
Yeah,
sure. They've been a pain in the ass.
My question is, are you a team that has seemingly been really good at, battling counts, and a team that we know can hit fastballs, no matter who's on that roster? This team is a team that can hit fastballs.
Matt Olson.
Knowing that Carlos Estévez is a guy that is, kind of contact driven and throws a lot of strikes, and is somebody who is subject to
Tyler doesn't think I'm crazy.
Subject to hard contact at any given point.
I never thought you were crazy.
I don't think you're right in saying that it's a closer change.
I don't think it's that, but it's a seed planted.
I think it's a situational movement that Jeff Hoffman's stuff is, to me, better than Estévez. And in a situation where you felt that you needed the win, you wanted the guy with the best stuff.
And I also
let's
think,
just mark this. So in 4 weeks from now, when Jeff Hoffman is the playoff closer, we can look back on it and cut it
Jeff
and be
Hoffman
like,
being
Jamie's
the playoff
brilliant.
closer. Because I think, and I know in the chat you guys are talking about Taijuan Walker, clearly the best bullpen arm right now.
Boy.
And Lisa's saying we need a Walker conversation. We'll get there. But I do think with the bullpen, the luxury that the Phillies have that a lot of teams wish they had, and we know this, I'm just going to state the obvious. When you have Orion, Matt, Jeff,
was great
Carlos, even Jose when he's on his game, you have the options there. So you have the struggles where like the lefty hitters have a higher slugging percentage this year versus the Phillies bullpen than any other bullpen across Major League Baseball. But Jose Alvarado has been the best versus the lefties. And so you have him to go up against lefties. You have, as you talked about, Tyler, the stuff. Okay, how Carlos pitches, how he gets his saves is a little different than Jeff Hoffman. So I think when they talk about closer by committee, it's essentially you want to be able to keep guys ready for whatever the game may hold. And I could see it leaning more on Jeff because we do trust him more. He's proven himself from last year to this year. He's also emerged with the consistency. Carlos Estévez took a regression, unfortunately, when he came to the Phillies and started blowing saves.
That's about right for the Phillies.
Sounds accurate. So I think it is also just keep them dialed in and locked in that whenever your name is called, stay ready so you don't have to get ready, as the saying goes. You never know come playoff time. And I think everything we're going to see from tomorrow moving forward is to prepare for the playoffs. It's not even just about closing out the regular season. It's about preparing for who you might need, where you might need them, and situationally, strategically, come right October.
And by the way, guys, statistically speaking, Carlos Estévez has been good this year since coming to the Phillies. He's got a 2.3 ERA and 11 starts.
He's been good.
He got hit around that game in Washington a little bit. It kind of inflated the ERA a little bit. 10 strikeouts and just under 12 innings pitched. But like we've talked about, we know he has a hard hit rate. We know that he throws a lot of strikes. We know that he throws really, really hard. So the book on Carlos Estévez is not terribly hard to figure out. So I think in this particular situation, I think that Thomson may have decided on a stuff factor.
Yeah.
Compared to, like, is Carlos Estévez still this team's closer? I think he is. I don't think there was anything that merited him not being. I think in this particular game.
Well, I think this was a little bit of a glimpse into Rob's big game soul.
It's possible.
And
it's just a small portion of that.
So what the people in the chat are saying, and I want to give some love because you guys are having a great conversation in chat, is yes, the bullpen has struggled too. So
but
nobody's
they've
locked
turned a corner. Orion's
they've
back.
Definitely turned a
Orion
corner.
was great
but
tonight.
Also nobody's locked into a guarantee of what they were in the beginning of the season, where like Strom had his scoreless stretch, Hoffman, where you know what you're going to get. It's been shaky. They're coming out of the shakes a little bit, slowly and surely. So. Yes, the bullpen's been struggling, but I think that's also partly why, just to see the different combinations you can roll with.
The 5 hardest pitches thrown tonight, 3 of them were thrown by Orion Kirkering, 2 of them thrown by Jeff Hoffman. And I only bring it up not to say like some controversies emerged, because what everybody's saying is right, and there's a little bit of a sprinkle of all of it in it. But it's something I'm going to pay attention to going forward.
I think we should.
Because Jeff Hoffman, to Tyler's point, like when I see his stuff compared to Estévez's stuff, I just think Hoffman's is better.